This is the third in a four-part series about the stages of teaching speaking. The first video gave a brief overview of the three stages and looked at whether to teach them top-down or bottom-up. The second video looked at awareness-raising activities. This video will explore appropriation activities. Look at appropriation activities on a continuum. It appears between the teacher-regulated awareness stage and the learner-regulated autonomy stage. So at times the activities will look similar to awareness-raising ones, and at other times they'll seem similar to autonomous ones. In fact, in my opinion, too many teachers mistake some of the communicative appropriation activities as being autonomous, with the result being that they stop too soon, without the language lesson truly having become automated for the learner. Scott Thornbury, in his book, How to Teach Speaking, refers to the appropriation stage as practiced control. He differentiates this from controlled practice by noting that the purpose of the control is different in the two. In controlled practice, learners seldom get beyond drill and repeat because the setting is so contrived. The goal of practice control, on the other hand, is to assist the learner in gaining self-control of the language. Practice is the scaffolding bridging the gap between awareness and autonomy. I suppose there are two tricks to scaffolding. One is offering enough help so that the learner doesn't feel lost or frustrated in the lesson. The other is gradually reducing the amount of scaffolding provided over a semester. Those of you who have heard me teach before know that I believe strongly that instructors should be using different teaching strategies at the end of the semester than they were at the beginning. I feel that one way language instructors fail their students is when they teach exactly the same way all throughout the semester. They fail to gradually remove scaffolding and support that was needed in the beginning, but should not be needed by the end. Early appropriation activities should spend time on repetition and memorization. This whole concept has such a bad reputation in language learning that many instructors avoid it completely. But research has proven the benefit of some repetition in the classroom without overdoing it. Probably the biggest benefit of repetition exercises is the ability for learners to articulate whole phrases and sentences. This allows the tongue, throat, and mouth muscles to create what is called muscle memory, which is just one more step on the path of automaticity. Later appropriation activities should involve communicative tasks. In other words, the goal of the task should be focused on communicating and not on the grammar or function of the words. Research clearly shows that a significant amount of language can be appropriated by the learner when her attention is focused on accomplishing something specific, like finding out what a classmate did over the weekend. These types of activities may offer a short preparation period, but need to occur in real time in order to not allow enough time for students to think about each language chunk before it's articulated. In summary, appropriation activities are on a continuum between awareness raising and autonomy. Instructors should recognize the continuum by providing appropriate levels of assistance called scaffolding. Scaffolding should be removed as the learners progress in their skills. Repetition and memorization exercises assist with the automaticity and creating correct muscle memory. Instructors can use time limits and authentic tasks to draw learners' attention away from the formation of language and onto the use of it. And communicative tasks allow the learner to move attention away from the formation of language and focus on using the language. The last video in this series will consider criteria for autonomous activities.